What up, everybody? How we all doing? Just wanted to kind of break down a fun little video today. I've been making some videos for the TXC community, showing kind of the charts and trends and breaking down some simple basics of that so that they can invest and trade on their own while also mining it. TXC is a cryptocurrency based in Texas that's mining coins. It's a proof of work coin that is looking to be merchant pay access between Texas businesses. So kind of a cool little project. You're investing in basically the Texas economy, so to speak. But looking at it from an investment standpoint, everybody wants to compare to what kind of yields can you see, and is it worth putting my money in? So I've been messing with ChatGPT. I use mine a lot for stocks and for crypto, for keeping up with stuff, keeping news and data all aligned so I don't have to go back and forth and try to find it. This little breakdown comparison took me a lot of commands to get right, and some tweaks. It is a conservative base, but it is kind of a cool one to look at and see. So part of where this part came from in the command, currently right now the mining distributions are coming daily, and they're only about $2 a day in value based on the amount of, or I think 175 technically right now, based on the value of TXC today. TXC started back in March of 2024, really didn't ramp up till May this year, 2025, as far as its marketing value, and really some exponential growth with the mining seats being sold. And in the beginning, we were getting closer to like $4 or $5 a day, when this was earlier in adoption. But so there is going to be some decay where you're going to get a smaller distribution. The price is going to fluctuate back and forth. But trying to break down kind of just an average, a conservative outlook. Obviously, this could exceed that, and it could even come up underneath it. But I feel pretty confident that this is a very possible scenario that we could see. So I inputted all the data. We have 50,000 miners. Every miner kind of is averaging about 4 seats, and that's just the distribution of how they're doing the mining shares and all. They're calling them seats, which is where we're at of a 0.5 TXC per seat today. It's been range bound this month or so. Yeah, in this 350 to 4 range after it came down from a huge run up to 5. But trying to show somebody the compounding growth potential of getting one mining share, which cost $9.95, and then putting in $25 a week. You're able to invest crypto 7 days a week if you wanted to, but $25 a week is basically, $5 a day, Monday through Friday. However you want to save it, however you want to do it. I think that's a pretty conservative and pretty possible investment amount. And for 2 years, and we're just going to check in every 6 months to see the growth along the way. There is a path to 16 that TXC put out that is a little bit more on the higher speculative side of adoption and growth potential, where the price could be $16 by February. Even if that took a year or 2 years to get to that on a very conservative basis, that's still a very strong price goal to see for an early crypto project. But let's break this down. Since the beginning, obviously there's been spurts where the growth is more than 2,000, and there's obviously some weeks where it's going to be less. But over the 88 or whatever weeks or so, we're averaging about 2,300 per week with getting 4 per miner. So this is all just for a conservative input. Again, this isn't going to be exact science, but just to give you kind of an idea of what you're looking at. So if you start with 985 your mining share, your daily distributions starting here, and we're going to decay down all the way down. When it maxes out and the mine is sold out, you'll be getting between .095 and .12, depending on how the mining production comes, but that's kind of the max that you'll be seeing as the mine gets built out, as the shares are sold. So on a linear decay, you're looking at, it taking almost 2 years to sell out. Likely faster, though, because as this gets exciting, that exponential growth will kick in and ramp up that to selling out faster. Putting in $25 a week automatically, the starting price is about $350. If you look based on that path to 16 with the liquidity targets, but you make it a more conservative version and you stretch that out over to taking 2 years. This is kind of the breakdown of what you can expect your daily distributions to trail down to. Again, this is all very, very conservative. So you're getting TXC from the mining, and you're also buying it while dollar cost averaging. So starting with 0 in 6 months, you would accumulate about 73. You put about $650 in. The average price is going to come up to about $425 at that time, getting you about $153. You're 73 plus 153, 226.8, and the price will be about $5 at the end of that. You're at $1,100. You invested $995 plus $650, so you're only $500 away from getting your money back. After a year, you're now 49 from the daily, and you bought 104. So you got another 257, 359. Your portfolio has grown to where you've now put in 2,295, and you're sitting at a value of 2,848. So in 12 months, you have all your money back, plus being the profit, you're looking at a 24% gain, actually, $553 profit in 12 months. Pretty cool, pretty quick. Month 18, we are now at a 79% return on that. From the mining, you got another 30.5. From dollar cost averaging, you got another 70. The price could potentially be around the $11 mark in 18 months, which you would see your portfolio valued at $5,200, and you've put in $2,900, profit of $2,000 in 18 months. At the 24-month final, now you're looking at only getting about 21.6 in that window. So your mining was a total gain in 2 years of 175 TXC. You basically put in another $650. The average price is now, during that window, $1,350, because some were obviously cheaper, some were obviously more. So you gained 327 plus 48. You now have 375.1 TXC at the end of your 24 months. You got about 175 mining, 375 in purchases, gave you a total of 550 TXC. At $16, 550 TXC is an $8,800 portfolio value. Out of pocket, you invested the $995 for your seat. You put in $25 a week for 104 weeks is $2,600. So you invested $35.95, basically $3,600, and you could potentially see a portfolio value of $8,800, profiting $5,200 in and gaining 144% interest over the 2 years. It's a 55% ROI each year. That is pretty strong ROI when you compare to other things. So let's look at how good that actually is. Can you compare a $1,000 investment into a high-yield dividend portfolio with the same $25 a week contribution to compare the potential growth and yield? So scenario A is that TXC breakdown that we just talked about. And then scenario B is $1,000 into a high-yield. Where's your ball? I don't know where you put it. Sorry. $1,000 into a high yield dividend portfolio and getting $25 a week buying. compare the growth and yield. So in your dividend, initial investment of $1,000, $25 a week, contributions, total investment. So some of these are the high yield dividend account baskets that you can look at getting into. The average yield that you'll see is 7% with a 3% growth. Dividend stocks don't grow as quickly as like the Nvidias and Teslas of the world, but they maintain that steady dividend plus a steady build. So 70% annually plus the reinvestment of the dividends will be put back into them so that they compound. This is higher than your typical S&P 500, but it's high yield target. So this is kind of your best case scenario if you're to be aggressive and kind of that passive income plus that investment. End of year 1, 2,600. End of year 2, 4,400. So this is your breakdown to get an annual return of 11%, 24% over the 2 years. And then you compare that to what we saw with TXC side by side. TXC portfolio value after 2 years could potentially be $8,800. The dividend portfolio could potentially be $4,400. TXC almost doubled your high yield dividend investment. TXC, the dividends earned, so this is the amount that you're going to earn in daily distributions. Daily compounds significantly more than dividends, which most of them are quarterly, some of them are monthly. So that's significantly greater. The downside, TXC is going to be higher volatility. It is a crypto. The mining reward is going to decay as more miners show up, but you're going to subsidize that the TXC price should increase as more miners come on, especially if everybody is in a similar plan to this of also purchasing at the market. So the TXC price obviously has to go up as the mining distribution goes down. The dividend portfolio is low risk, lower reward, no explosive upside. So obviously getting an 11% guarantee beats inflation and any kind of savings account in the bank. But when you have lower risk, you have lower reward. So with this TXC project, there is a higher reward potential. There's a little bit more risk. So far, a lot of the risks have been hushed because the project has been very successful. It is, what are we in the 18th month or so? This path to 16 that has been mentioned, with this price projected to go to 16 as the mine sells out, so far has been 10 out of 10 on every target that it's met. And the mining shares have continued to sell at a reasonable pace. So it's hard to see that goal wouldn't be met and these price potentials not all the way met. So it's definitely something to think about if you're looking at investing, self-investing. I'm a big proponent of it. I love everybody to keep their money in their own hands. Why give all your money to an institution where they're going to go do something like this and go make money and then kick you back the crumbs? So for me personally, I'm very much a numbers guy. I like to see the exact breakdown, and some people are going to be looking at this as a true investment. Obviously, there's a huge potential with crypto, but it's very dependent on the adoption. Obviously, we don't know if Texas is going to fully adopt this and make it a merchant payment system between businesses. But if you do a little bit of research, you see that there is definitely a lot of high potential and talk around this. I want to see how big it's gotten in a short time. Check out the Dallas Day Parade, December 6th, Dallas Christmas Parade. You'll see a lot of TXC. So exciting project. If you are a numbers guy like me and like to see the actual potential data of what you could reach, there is some good upside to even a small conservative investment as long as you have some consistency in TXC over the dividends. check out my other videos. I've kind of been breaking down the price along the way. If you are looking at getting into investing, I love talking about this stuff and hope to get more people active in all the markets and handling their own money. And hopefully everybody's getting wealthy. So on to the next one.